following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 69 of the Big Yak Podcast. It is I, Mike Pareto. Alongside me, as always, is Nico Benny, and we have special guest Jackson Krebs back on the show. How are you today, Jackson?
Good. How about you, Mike? Nico, how you doing?
Peachy.
Doing A-okay. What's
Glad to be
going
back.
on?
Thank you guys for having me.
Welcome back. We all survived Halloween weekend.
Barely, but
Oh
yeah.
God, we're jumping right into this.
by our coattails.
How was everybody's Halloween?
Mine was pretty good. Yeah. Molly and I, we dressed up as Elvis and Priscilla.
I saw that.
We'll have to, I don't know if you guys saw it. Go check out our Instagrams. We,
Looked pretty good, man.
I think we killed it. Thank you very much. That was probably one of my favorite costumes I've done in a long time. So happy with the results. You were Scarface, right?
I was Scarface. My girlfriend was Elvira from Scarface as well. So, Tony Montana, to be exact.
Tony Montana.
Jackson.
I was Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911. With my new boots, I was new boot goofing all day.
Ayo.
It was a good time. We had a good time.
Did everybody have a fun time?
I had
a fun time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I had a blast.
You had a blast.
I was drinking some drinks.
What were you drinking? Everything.
What weren't you
Well,
drinking?
I was at a party and I
was there.
I indulged in a good amount of Jello shots, a couple beers. Then we went out to Brickyard and vodka cranberries.
Vodka cranberries?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
I made
kept
a
them
vodka
flowing.
cranberry syringe shooter. Those were fun.
Oh.
I need one of those, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat it.
Lethal.
Super.
How
How was your Halloween, Mike?
my Halloween?
Let's hear about your Halloween. I mean, I was there, but
Well,
tell the folks.
Sounds like we got a little story time.
story time.
little story.
I mean, a little bit of a story time. I went to Brickyard Saturday night. Friday night, by the way. Went to. I went to Canada. Nick.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh,
Yeah. So Nick McCary, also a guest on our show before, wanted to go to Big Texas. Anybody who's ever been to Big Texas? I had to be a wingman for him. So he was like, "Bro, we gotta go," and I'm like, "You know what? Like, all right, sure, like, let's go." So I dress up as Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yep.
I've been to him before.
That's crazy.
And I've recycled that costume. It's easy,
Yeah,
you know.
it's Dr. Doof.
I don't want to be like, it's not too basic, but it's easy. So, I see Nico's sister, and Nico's sister is she asked why I'm there, and I'm like, I'm here for my friend. I'm here for my friend Nick.
I get a text at I forget how late at night.
It's like 1 a.m.
It was like 1 a.m. and it's just a picture of my sister and Mike just.
Yeah, she's like, wait, let me send this to Nico. And I'm like, okay. And so she's like asking me, like, why am I there? Like, shouldn't you be at like a 21 up bar? And I'm
She
like,
goes, that's your big age. That's what she said.
at your big age. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm not that much older. Like, what? Like, you're acting like I'm like a 40-year-old, like, dude. Like, trying to.
Dog.
What?
She called you old.
She called me old. I was like offended.
Hey, old
And
man.
then I'm like, Chloe, I'm like, if I was here every weekend at 24 years old, then that's the problem.
You go to Canada more than twice a year when you're over the go to the bars. If you're over the age of 21 and you're going to Canada more than twice a year,
The line is 1.5.
you got problems.
Over under set at 1.5.
You shouldn't be at Boston Pizza if you're over the age of 21. It shouldn't be. Is Jack's Cantina even still open?
No, it's closed.
No, there is nowhere
COVID
next.
killed
I just had that conversation
COVID killed
with
it.
like
I didn't know
with one of my employees that are like 20. They're like, oh yeah, I was like, oh, have you heard of Jack's? Like that used to be the spot in Canada. She was like,
Jack's
no.
was a spot.
What is that? She's like, she's like, I think my dad told me about that place once, and I can't have this conversation
That's funny.
anymore.
But yeah, no, it's Big Texas is fun. I will say this.
I was supposed to go.
I think
but
you
I
would
didn't.
enjoy it because you like country. So I think you would enjoy it. But yeah, I do agree. This was my second time going, so I mean that's
done.
my cutoff.
You're done.
It's my cutoff.
No more.
No more. So
Listen, you got 8 weeks until the end of the year.
got 8 weeks. So yeah, no, she pressed me in the middle of the bar, and I'm like sitting here. I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, why? Like, sorry.
She
Like,
gets very angry. She's just angry at the world.
yeah. So Chloe, if you're watching this, like, I'm sorry that I was there. Like, maybe me and Nico should go and just like show up.
You won't see me within
unannounced.
100 feet of Big Texas.
You don't like Big Texas?
Not when my sister is there.
No.
I-
That's the thing, though.
do
We
that.
just show up and then, like, you know, it's kind of like payback. Payback for coming at me. But Saturday night, that's when the fireworks happened, to say the least. Almost got in a fight at Brickyard. I mean, I'm not gonna say any names. You know, we're gonna keep that confidential. But it
I
was.
will. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna say that.
But a certain person, couple people, who were involved in this party, decided to rip my earring out of my ear mid bar.
That's nuts. First and foremost, you were talking a little bit about this before the show started, but it's just goofy.
It's goofy. And you want to know what's crazy is the person who orchestrated this. The dude's 28, and
Crazy.
got the earring and ran through the bar like a child, like an 8-year-old child. So, again, like, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not gonna say any names. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy. Like, I listen. To anybody who knows me, I don't get angry. I'm not an angry person. I get, I'm very adamant. I get loud, but it's more of like I'm excited.
Yeah, you get passionate.
I'm a passionate guy.
Yeah.
So,
Very passionate.
very, very rarely you'll see me like go like charge after somebody, and that's kind of what happened. I kind of like
You had like the bull stomping like the
you ever seen those cartoons where like the smoke starts coming out of your ears and the train conductor like
Real bad.
yeah, it was kind of like that. Jackson had to like come
I
up
had
to me
I
and
had to
like
intervene.
he had to intervene. He had to put his arms on my shoulder and shake me and like
Mike
say,
looked like he was about to air out the bar, so I had to
yeah,
calm him down.
I was ready to just like start throwing haymakers at everybody. Like, I don't care who you were, just like, hey, you buddy, like. So, yeah, very eventful Saturday night. Nothing happened, so
Good times were had, though.
nothing happened. So
All
we
times are good times, especially at Brickyard.
right.
Good times
So
all the time.
if you ever have a chance to go out to Brickyard in Lewiston, please do.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Probably see me, Mike, there.
Probably see me and Jackson there. There's good food there.
It was good
You don't
food
gotta go
there.
for drinks, but it's good food.
I love dinner there.
Yeah.
Me and Molly go for dinner all the time.
Yeah, it's I always get like the smokehouse sampler. It's basically it's a little bit of ribs, a little bit of brisket, a little bit of it's a little bit of one of everything except for
get
chicken,
hungry.
and then you get a little cornbread.
It's making me hungry.
Yeah,
I think I might stop there on the way home.
you should.
I might.
You live down the
I
street.
do.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Halloween. Before we move on to the rest of our show, I want to ask you guys a simple question. Since this is November 1st, it's the first of the month. When is it an acceptable time to start celebrating Christmas? And I mean full-fledgedly, like Christmas music,
Christmas
putting the
trees
tree
up.
up, all that.
After Thanksgiving.
After
Thanksgiving's
Thanksgiving.
a holiday. We don't skip over Thanksgiving. You want to put your tree up, put it up the day after Thanksgiving. That's when it's allowed.
Okay. That's your take?
That's my take.
That's your take, Nico.
So I used to be like November 1st, like let's get going. Like it's time. It's Christmas. I got 102.5 RIP. I got it on the radio. I'm ready to go with Christmas music. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know where I grinched, but like I don't know.
Humbug?
I think I just appreciate Thanksgiving more now as an adult than I did as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I have some now that I know about like different wine and food pairings. I'm like, now I can really like. There's a lot of potential in this holiday, and you can't skip it over.
Much potential.
So
You can't.
I'm right there,
So
like
much potential.
I'll say Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week is when it's acceptable to start getting into the holiday spirit.
Yeah. Me? December 1st.
Okay.
December 1st.
Alright.
I've always been like
That's
this.
good. That's good.
I am a big believer of it's kind of like this, like when October first hits, that's Halloween.
Yep.
November hits, that's Thanksgiving. The month is for Thanksgiving. December, that's when Christmas is for. Like that's how I view things. And if I hear
January, sad.
January, New Year's,
Yeah,
it's like New Year's, and then just like
I
everything.
kind of just throw
in
New Year's counts in December
the dark
too.
cold.
January is just the dark despair of starting the year because everyone's hungover, everyone goes out. You're starting your year terribly.
Yeah.
It's probably a bad night.
Yeah, you're a week into your New Year's resolutions and they're already gone.
They're already dead.
Yeah.
You forgot about them on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So it's it's a what's it called? January, it's basically New Year's, and then it's just basically like everything goes black.
Yeah.
For a couple months until like St. Patrick's Day. Then it goes green.
That's when I come back.
Yeah,
to,
green.
That's when,
I see what you did
that's
there.
when I come
Yeah.
back to life.
Yeah, you start.
Yeah,
Patrick's
little
Day.
hints of spring and all that.
Yeah. So, my thing is like, radio stations have started playing Christmas music. Even you go into some stores, and I'm just like, please turn this off.
Please make
We
it
already
stop.
got eggnog on an end cap. Like it's like a big old thing of whiskey eggnog. Like,
Oh.
pop.
See, now I enjoy that, but December 1st, between
Oh man,
then
we've
and the
had it up
31st,
since like the first week of October. We're in
that's
there.
sickening. That's sickening. But yeah, unless I hear "Last Christmas" by Wham, that's the only song that is an exception. Everything else can go to hell.
See,
You're not
mine
Mariah
is
Carey
Santa
guy.
Tell Me by Ariana Grande.
No Mariah Carey?
Hold on.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Listen.
It's overdone.
Whoa.
It's overdone.
Okay.
Depends where I'm at.
There's
2 weeks before Christmas, I'm like, all right, let's crank this up. But like, she came out with a video today of her getting defrosted, and I'm like,
she's coming.
she's here.
I am
I think she's here. I think she's here.
She literally that is like the best. Like I see everyone talking about it on Twitter. She literally just prints money every year.
Oh yeah, her
Every
royalties are insane.
year.
at Christmas
It's
time.
It's crazy.
She's like, we talk about Taylor Swift being a marketing genius. Like, this time of the year is when Mariah Carey gets
Mariah
her
Carey's
bag.
like
time,
Super
dude.
Bowl.
She gets it her
This
bag.
is her time.
So
There is one. Wait, real quick. There's one more Christmas song that is fire. Malik put me onto it when we were in high school.
Okay.
What Christmas Means to Me by CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goes so
CeeLo Green's whole Christmas
hard.
album. I'm not even gonna
It
lie.
goes
Like
so
even
hard.
everything from like Mary Did You Know?
So
like
hard.
the soul in his voice
So
is.
hard.
Oh,
Goes so
I don't think I've heard this song before.
you gotta listen to.
I don't think
CeeLo
I've heard
Green's
this song
You gotta
before.
listen to it. You know what? I'm gonna when we leave, I'll send it to you, and then you give it a review next week.
Okay. All right.
November 8th.
November 8th.
Super
y'all.
fire.
We're breaking
cares?
all the.
This is different. CeeLo Green is different.
Super hot fire. Let's go into our show. Let's talk about some NFL headlines, current events. First things first, woke up this morning. Las Vegas cleans house.
I get a text from you at 1:30 in the morning, and
Yeah.
it's just that tweet of Ian Rappaport like breaking the news.
Yeah.
And I wake up to that, and I'm like, all right, this is how Wednesday's gonna go.
They should have done that move
I mean, they got
morning before,
yeah.
but after their Monday night,
They let him at least
Game?
enjoy trick or treating with his kids.
yeah, trick or treat a little bit in Las Vegas. I mean, I don't really know where you're trick or treating in Las Vegas.
The
but-
MGM.
The MGM, Caesar's Palace, the Sphere.
They probably give out like king size candy bars, dude. They got so much money.
Oh yeah.
Free Louis Vuitton sunglasses.
Maybe.
They got
You
some.
gotta ask Nick Mancarey about that.
Yeah. But Las Vegas cleans house. Antonio Pierce named their interim head coach. Do you
he
guys
was their-
remember Antonio Pierce?
he was their
by-
linebackers
he-
coach
Played for
in.
the Giants, right?
The Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played for the Giants up until I think 2009 or 10.
Yep.
But I feel like that's crazy. Like going from like your linebackers coach, like
To head coach.
a position coach to a head coach. That's
I'm surprised. I mean, they cleaned out. Did they clean out? They cleaned out both
They cleaned out
coordinators, right?
offensive coordinator. I don't know if they
Oh.
cleaned out their D coordinator.
I didn't know. Like I thought it was just Josh McDaniels in the
The offensive coordinator came at like noon.
Mm.
Like that news came at like noonish.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was like noonish. So they basically cleaned house. They smoked the GM as well. But I mean, here's the thing. At this point, Las Vegas just need a spark. And I mean, if Antonio Pierce, I know he's a linebackers coach, but if he could give them that spark that they've been needing, hey man, they could salvage this season. Probably not going to make the playoffs, but at least set yourself up for the future. See what you got. Yeah. That's why Aiden O'Connell's starting.
The words that were described by Albert Breer were volatile and angry. That's referring to
Devontae Adams.
No, probably, but that's referring to Raiders owner Mark Davis.
I mean, I would be.
I mean, he was just last week celebrating his WNBA title.
Right.
And then
now
he's got
to deal with this dumpster fire.
Yeah, dumpster fire.
It's an absolute dumpster fire over there, dude.
And
it's bad.
It's just they signed Josh McDaniels to a huge extent, or huge signing contract January of 2022.
Yep.
For what was it, like 5-6 years?
Yeah, he had 4 years left on his deal.
Dude lasted a year. They're still paying John Gruden, by the way. They're still paying John Gruden.
Now does
I didn't know.
Yes, they are.
Someone clear this up. Does that affect salary cap, or is that just like the owner's pocket?
I think it does. No, I think it does.
I think it does affect salary cap.
Yeah, I want to say it does. I want to say
I
coaching.
I feel like it should.
I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, I think like anything like coaching.
Because they don't announce
any
like those
player
deals.
coach
Like, they don't have
on
to
the
announce
payroll.
them.
I feel like it should count towards the salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it funnels into like before the bottom line, like before where the salary cap hits, because I feel like then you'd hear a lot about like coaches' contracts. Mm-hmm. But I mean that's actually a good point where it's like, that'd be interesting to factor the coach into the salary cap.
Right. I think they do. I don't know. Maybe when we exit the show, we should we should look into it. So trade deadline review. To me, honestly, I think the trade deadline was a little underwhelming. I want to see more fireworks. I want to see, a guy like Pat Surtain or a Devontae Adams get moved for a first or 2 first-rounders. That's my idea of a good trade deadline. Last year's trade deadline, we had like Christian McCaffrey get moved. Guys like that. So this year was a little underwhelming, but let's talk about it.
Here, I'll read off some of the names. Buffalo, obviously, they traded for Rasul Douglas and a 5th-round pick, and they gave up a 3rd-round pick.
W move.
Donovan Peoples-Jones went to Detroit from Cleveland. That's a lesser talked-about move, but I think that's pretty beneficial move for the Lions to really hunker down that offense.
Yeah, Marvin Jones had to step away from the game, so that basically like fills in his roster spot in the receiver room.
I mean, the elephant in the room here, Chase Young for a 3rd-round pick over to San Francisco, and then Montez Sweat for a 2nd over to the Bears.
I want to talk about the Montez Sweat one real quick. I mean, that one is more of a head-scratcher to me, to be honest, because I don't know why Chicago is buying. At this point, you're giving up a 2nd-round pick. I mean, I get it.
You'd assume that they would have a big deal for him. But going off, before you get into that, they had Roquan Smith in the building. Right. They had him, and they could have signed him to a lucrative deal and then kind of started that like rebuild and build foundational players rather than trade for him and lose an asset. But go with what you were going to say.
Yeah, it's just, I do realize, I know that they need pass rush help. But the problem is, it's like you give up a 2nd-round pick. I mean, and right now where Chicago stands is that's pick number 35. Right. So that's almost a 1st-round pick that they're giving up for Montez Sweat. I mean, he's good.
Don't give me GM that gave up the 32nd overall pick for Chase Claypool.
Right.
Let's remember.
So it's more of like, I understand, you're getting a quality player in Montez Sweat, but it's like, I just don't know why you're buying right now, to be honest. I mean, you better hope like he turns it up a little bit more, but
I just can't get over the fact that that Chase Young went for a 3rd right after Sweat went for a 2nd. When Chase Young is younger. 2nd overall pick. I think he has a higher ceiling.
He has a higher ceiling.
And I mean, hey, he's going to an impact team, and it just seems like it always at these deadlines. It always seems like the rich get richer. The Eagles, the 49ers, the Bills now to an extent where they needed that cornerback help and they got it. I wouldn't go as far to say that it was a like a spoil of riches type thing, but I mean, hey, I'm looking at the NFC.
Quality move.
Yeah,
it's a quality move. I mean, you didn't get that Jalen Johnson, Pat Surtain type of player, but you still got.
They were aggressive on it. They tried. Yeah. So I do commend Brandon Beane for being aggressive for the Bills.
Yeah, he did what he could.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not gonna fault Brandon Beane at all, but it's like,
them the Bears making that trade for Montez Sweat and then keeping Jalen Johnson, that's what kind of made sense to me from a defensive perspective. Because now you have Montez Sweat as your cornerstone, foundational piece for your defensive line. You have Jalen Johnson. Hopefully they can secure a deal with him rather than tag him.
They let him walk. Then they're idiots.
Right.
Because it's just they're projected to have the most cap space at the end of the season or the start of next year. Like 100 million in cap.
Oh, more than I think it was
like 110.
120. It's either 110, 120 around that.
And you're sitting here and it's like
they already signed Tremaine Edmonds to a huge deal, so he's another piece.
You can't pay this guy with all that money. He's a top young corner. So I don't know. I mean, they might prove me wrong, whatnot. I just think that it was a little bit of a iffy move for me for Chicago. But the Chase Young deal, that one is. Here's the thing: is Chase Young, going for only a third-round pick. I mean, the name value's there, the potential is there. It's just the problem is he hasn't done a lot.
He was hurt. He hasn't produced much. It's a low risk, a semi-low risk, really high reward for San Francisco.
Yeah, low risk.
I mean, in that rotation now, that San Francisco rotation of defensive ends is insane. They acquired Randy Gregory earlier into the season. They already have Nick Bosa. Who else is over there?
I mean, their D tackles have always been good. They've had, I think Eric Armstead still there? Is he? Yeah, Eric Armstead. I'm thinking of DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, Eric Armstead is still there. Javon Kinlaw is there. So they got names.
Eric Armstead, Kevin Givens, Kalia Davis, Nick Bosa, Randy Gregory.
And they
Clelin
traded for Randy Gregory.
They got Clelin Farrell somewhat. I can't speak.
Clelin
Farrell. They got Javon Kinlaw, Javon Hargrave.
It's insane over there, dude. It's insane.
Yeah. So
and then at linebacker, I mean, it's just this is a nutty defense because then you got Dre Greenlaw, Fred Warner, and then on the back end you got Travarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga. I can't. It's too much.
You got to keep the defense.
It's insane.
Keep the defense
The
bolstered.
names that they have over there, dude.
Listen,
if Chase Young works out, they're geniuses.
San Francisco fans have got to be the happiest fans that are coming off of a 3-game losing streak.
Right. 3-game losing streak for Buffalo. We're over here ready to burn the city down.
I'm burning everything down after 2 games, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What else? We got Ezra Cleveland over to the Jags for a 6th-round pick. Josh Dobbs off to Minnesota.
Yeah, we're going to get into that as well right after.
Montez Sweat. Falcons got Contavious Street. And then, of course, before the madness, Seahawks traded for Leonard Williams.
Yeah, Leonard Williams. That was a good
the
deal.
Radar because of all the madness from yesterday. But that was an awesome deal for them.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Kevin Byard, we're going until last week now. So.
Yeah. Josh Dobbs gets traded to Arizona, or Arizona trades Josh Dobbs in Minnesota. So let's talk about that. Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles. So
it's so sad because it looked like to be his best statistical season yet.
He was playing
and then coming
great.
Off of a great year from last year.
He's playing great.
He is going to be a free agent next season, and it sucks to see him go down like that in a contract year, especially.
Yeah, he might have just played his last game as a Minnesota Viking. He's been there for 6-7 years now. So I mean,
for a while.
To see him go down like that. Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt like that. That's the thing. It's like to see a guy like him get hurt. It's like, come on.
Right.
So he tears his Achilles. Jaron Hall, the rookie, comes in, finishes the game. They already had a pretty decent lead, so he just needed to not have a catastrophe on the field. So he's expected to start this upcoming game. They get Josh Dobbs more of insurance. If Jaron Hall goes out there and looks kind of poopy, then they have Josh Dobbs to fall back. And Josh Dobbs, has had a pretty solid.
Josh Dobbs isn't bad.
He's been decent.
He's been pretty decent.
I mean, he's also going to a team that has Justin Jefferson, who's on the IR, might come back. I'm hoping. I need him back on my fantasy team.
Jordan
I really
Addison's
hope he comes back.
Jordan
Addison's going
KJ
insane
Osborne,
right now.
TJ Hawkinson.
They have guys over there to help him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going into a situation like in Arizona where he had Marquise Brown to throw to, and that was
it.
Josh Dobbs, comeback player of the year.
I don't know. Damar Hamlin's got this one on the lock. If you look at the
dude,
odds.
That's pretty.
Yeah, no, he's like
pretty,
minus like
it's
110.
pretty locked up right there, dude.
Yeah, he's like minus 110, like to win the award or something like that. So yeah, Kirk Cousins tears his Achilles. We have a bunch of different quarterbacks starting. We mentioned Jaron Hall. We have Clayton Tune projected to start. Kyler Murray is not.
Archer, Josh Dobbs, Kyler Murray should be back next week.
Yeah.
I'd assume.
Yeah, so Kyler Murray should be back next week. He's just not entirely ready yet. Aiden O'Connell has been named the starting quarterback going forward. They're looking for the future.
I like the quote from there was I think it was Schefter. It was either Schefter or Rappaport that got a quote from an unnamed executive within the Raiders organization about why
he's the best.
He's the better quarterback, and that's the whole quote.
Jimmy G has been bad. Brian Hoyer is never been that good. He's just been like a quarterback who can come in.
He's the clipboard guy.
He's a clipboard guy.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I feel like Jimmy G's up there with like a Brock Osweiler type of cat who just came in, did some highway robbery.
I was gonna say he's a criminal.
You remember that?
Him and
you remember
Daniel
that
Jones,
contract
the
he got?
criminals.
The contract he got with was it the Texans after he left Denver?
Mm-hmm.
And he went over there and terrible.
Criminals.
He needs to be in jail.
Right up there with Deshaun Watson.
Jimmy G,
Yeah.
get him in jail.
Jimmy G, you're handsome. You need to be in jail.
Jail.
Taylor Heineke is starting this weekend.
I love
Desmond
that.
Ritter is heading to the bench.
Kyle Pitts and Drake London are loving that. I can tell you that
Dude,
much.
I am one of the. I love Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
He's a
Like,
dog.
He's a
when he was
winner. All he does is
when
win.
When he was over with Washington, I loved it. I
he's
loved
a dog.
watching him.
He's a certified
We
dog.
should have cracked the Heineken for Taylor Heineke.
Heineken
Hey, you know
for
what?
Heineke.
If the Falcons win this weekend, we're cracking
Or
Heinekens.
Heineken for Heineke.
That's right.
So yeah, there's a couple of different quarterbacks. Will Levis, is he the next big thing? Because let's
Pump the brakes a little
I don't
bit.
know, man.
Let's pump the brakes.
I
a
don't know,
little.
let's
The Titans did what Will Levis does good. They played to his strengths. He has a very pretty deep ball. He can chuck the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He was missing some wide open reads, and DeAndre Hopkins gave him a lot of leeway and gave him a big target to throw to.
The old DeAndre Hopkins woke up.
So I don't know.
So
I
nice
want to
to
see
see that,
how
dude.
he does against this Pittsburgh Steelers defense first before I want to make any assumptions. But it's promising. If I'm a Titans fan, I'm looking forward to this Thursday. I'm pretty confident. And you know what? I'll be honest. I'll even we'll get into it with my parlay, but I'm pretty confident in the Titans. I'm just not ready to go all in on Will Levis just yet.
Listen, man, I'm going all in on that mayonnaise.
Get your Levi's on for Will Levis.
Levi's
Get the
for
mayo
Will
and the
Levis.
coffee.
I'm putting the mayo. If Will Levis goes out, how about this? We have a couple wagers we're gonna have. If Will Levis goes out and balls out and wins Thursday night, like balls out, like
Let's say a
absolutely-
stat line. Let's get a stat line.
Let's get a stat line. If he throws for 300 and like 3 touchdowns and wins, I will come in here with mayo in my coffee. I don't drink coffee.
All right.
You will put mayo.
You
in your
guys
coffee
heard it
on
here.
Camera.
Yes,
Everyone heard it here. We're gonna clip this.
I'm doing it.
Disgusting.
Will Levis goes for 300, 3 touchdowns, and the Titans win tomorrow. Mike is drinking mayo coffee.
I'm drinking mayo coffee.
Let's do it.
We'll literally.
Shaking on the Big Yak podcast.
Your witness. I will literally put the coffee here, and I'll get a big glob and just
It's disgusting.
tried it. So.
All right, I'm rooting for
Will
Will Levis. I'm all in on Will Levis tomorrow.
Before our headlines are done, just a couple other more injury news. Grady Jarrett out for the season. Kendrick Bourne also out for the season, both with
That's unfortunate, too, because he was really looking like New England's #1 receiver.
Yeah. Both had some pretty significant leg injuries. Darren Waller, another injury. It's another hamstring, so he's expected to miss some time. Then Matt Stafford suffering a thumb injury.
Potential IR, they're not sure yet.
Potential
right?
IR. They still are working things out. We might see another quarterback change going in this
John
weekend.
Wolford.
Yeah, John Wolf. No, that's
No, he's
still in
not-
Tampa.
Yeah, that's right.
Who's the
that's right.
backup for it?
It's not Stetson Bennett.
It's not Stetson Bennett. I forget who it was. Stetson Bennett is like, he's just away. Is he still away from the team?
He's away from the team, yeah.
Yeah, he's still not on the active roster. I forget who was. Bryce Perkins, maybe?
Bryce Perkins is a name.
Yeah, Bryce. Well, yeah, he was there. He started a game or two last year. And then Baker Mayfield came in.
No, it's Brett Ripon.
Brett Ripon.
It's Brett Ripon who's backing him up right now.
Interesting. Okay. So we might see Brett Ripon this weekend with a bunch of different other.
I mean, they got Dresser Wynn on the practice squad.
Who? what's
Dresser
it? Dresser.
Win.
Like
QB from Tennessee, Martin.
Who?
Y'all never heard of Dresser Win?
Dresser.
Like dresser, like
clothes dresser.
like drawer
dresser.
like
That's
dresser.
That's a name.
Dresser Win.
That is a name.
I mean, he's got Win in his name. That might give you a little boost.
We'll see.
Yeah, he was a undrafted free agent this year.
Interesting.
Dresser Win. If you're in a 32 team league,
You better pick him up.
go to your waiver wire. Right
Dresser Win. So that's our NFL headlines and current events. Let's go on to our 2-minute drill. Let's put Jackson through the 2-minute drill. So I'm gonna hide my stuff from you. So hold on. Let me position myself correctly with the camera.
Mr. Jackson Krebs, do you remember how the 2-minute drill works?
Yeah, it's like 5 questions. I know the only thing that's different now is that you guys don't start the timer until after the first question is asked.
Yep.
Yes, a little bit different.
Just 5 quick.
We give you a few more
quick,
seconds.
fast answers.
Random
questions.
And we have a top 5 too.
I see
So
We have a leaderboard.
if you have a time that's worse than a minute 10, you don't make it on the list.
Yeah,
a minute 10 is in our top 5 right now. So it's the 2-minute drill, but you got a minute 10 to rank.
Okay.
Right. All right. So are you ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Ready? Is it
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Ready? All right. Here we go. Jackson. This is the 2-minute drill. Who is your favorite for NFL MVP right now?
It pains me to say it as a Bills fan, but I got it. It's Tua for me. He's going crazy right now. That offense is damn near unstoppable unless they play the Bills, but that's besides the point.
What is the most overrated candy for Halloween?
Almond Joys. Almond Joys.
That was quick. How many picks will Rasul Douglas finish with this season?
I think after he starts playing for the Bills, I think he'll get 2.
2?
Why does Mike's dad call you the silent assassin?
That's a funny story from his brother's wedding that we're not going to get into right now.
Give us a little bit of a hint. Like, no?
No.
All right. Last one. Who would win in a Royal Rumble? You, your brothers, or Anthony Pareto Jr.?
Me.
You?
Me.
And why?
Okay. You were at the tailgate.
I was at the tailgate.
Yeah, I picked your brother up and I almost dumped him on his head.
His leg went up pretty high.
Yeah, I got him off the ground.
All right.
59-52.
59-52.
Over 4.
Oh, you're just a third of a second behind Travis from Billsaholic, who was just on here last week. Shout out to Billsaholic, the recorder man after us.
Off the board.
Wow.
Joe Goodberry.
Fly high, Joe Goodberry.
Loser.
If you're watching this, Joe,
if you're watching this, he's an enemy this week because he's a content
fan.
creator for the Bengals. But he's a great guy, and sorry, your time on the 2-minute drill board has come to an end.
It's come to an end. Last week, Terrell got booted off.
Yep. Terrell Ford
Now
into the graveyard.
Into the graveyard. All right. How do you feel after that one? How do you like those questions?
I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him.
You liked them?
So let's get into this silent assassin story.
You don't got to say names. You don't got to say names.
Well, there was a lady that I met at Anthony Pareto's wedding.
My brother.
And Mike's brother. And we were just hanging out for the entire night. That's all. And ever since then, Mike's dad just feels the need to call me the silent assassin. It doesn't matter where we're at. It could be at his house. We could be in Wegmans. We could be in the middle of a school board meeting. It doesn't matter. I'm getting called the silent assassin.
That's a true story.
And it's funny every time. Yes, that's a very true story. He did it in the middle of a school board meeting a couple weeks ago when I walked in. It was very funny.
Man, shout out Big Tone.
Shout out Big Tone.
It's
It's only one of him.
only one of him.
That is for sure.
101.
One of one. All right, so Jackson Krebs. What is the time?
59-52.
59-52.
No, Mike, he's above me.
Oh, he's above you?
Yeah,
Oops,
50.
I
I was 59-52. He's 59-23.
Never mind. 59-23. All right, sorry for the delay.
It's okay, Mike.
So how's
We got to make this digital or something.
Yeah, how was everybody's day?
It was good, man. I told you like when I got here. I got off work like an hour ago.
I'm sorry.
all
While we're
good,
waiting
man.
here, Jackson, give me off your top 5 wing spots. Rapid fire.
Dude, I mean, there's so many that I haven't been to, like, 'cause I haven't lived here in 6 years.
That's true. That is true. Okay, actually, I'll phrase this as this: what was the best spot for wings when you were out?
Best spot for wings.
You were last stationed in San Diego,
What was
right?
this time?
59.
Yes, I was stationed out in San Diego for 5 years.
Okay. Did you go to the Pacific at all?
The ocean?
The Pacific Bar,
Oh.
the Bill's Backer Bar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not the Pacific. It's the local.
The local by the Pacific.
the
The
local-
local by Pacific.
Yeah, the
Beach,
local
that's
by
what it's-
the Pacific.
When I was
That place is jumping for Bills games.
It is.
Dude.
I've
it's
been there.
So much fun.
when I lived in Los Angeles for a semester,
Mhm.
my roommates and I drove down to San Diego for the day to go specifically to that backer
so
bar,
much.
and that
fun.
was it was a Bills Dolphins game too, which made it even better. It was the one where Micah Hyde had the kickoff
The
return
onside
touchdown.
return.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, going like the Bills Backer Bar in San Diego, the local, is probably my best Bills games experiences, other than just being at the game.
Yeah.
If you're up, it's like a 2-level place. If you're on the first floor, that's really where like most of the families go to watch it. You go upstairs.
Oh, it's
a
bumping.
party. They got
It's bumping.
they got a DJ going. There's drinks going everywhere. They got pizza logs. They get it. They bring in
They got
buckets and buckets
kegs
and
of blue.
buckets of blue light.
Yep.
It's a party. You feel like you're in Buffalo, but it's 75 degrees out. Every time the Bills score, shout songs going. They got cryo blowing all over the place.
It's
Train horns
insane.
on third down. It's awesome. It's the
Wow.
best.
Might have to go to San Diego.
We might
It's
have
the
to take
best.
a big yak field trip out
Field
to
trip.
the local.
It's
That's
so much fun,
That's
dude.
a far field trip. That's like a
I'll go with
30-hour
you.
field trip.
I'll take it. Let me show you all the good spots over there, dude.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Stomping
Yes,
grounds,
sir.
man.
Stomping grounds. Let's go on a little bit of a debate. The season is halfway over, unfortunately. Tears.
Sad face.
Sad face. Season is halfway over. Biggest disappointments versus biggest surprises. So some players, fantasy football, anything like that, and surprises as well. So could be anything football related.
I would say one of my biggest surprises, and we all saw it coming. We kind of knew that this team was going to be as good as they are, but the Detroit Lions, I mean, I thought that they were going to be a playoff caliber team. I didn't expect them to be this year a Super Bowl caliber team.
They were a fun team to watch.
They're
I enjoy
fun.
watching a Lions game.
Dan
I
Campbell
never
keeps them
thought.
energized.
I love Dan Campbell. I'm
They
a
have-
big Dan Campbell guy.
Mhm.
dude.
Yeah.
They have a
Bite kneecaps,
prolific
man.
offense. They have a really solid defense. I mean, hey, this is one of the most fun teams to watch in the NFL.
And they finally figured out how to give the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yes,
Finally.
Yeah, all it took was sending David Montgomery to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
The Shadow Realm. He's hurt. He got a little boo boo. So, a big surprise for me has been C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, that's a good one.
C.J. Stroud for me was a guy who was, I really liked him coming out of the draft. He was my favorite quarterback. A lot of people had his criticisms.
He was your number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, a lot of criticisms with his the Wonderlic score or his IQ test. And I was like, screw it. We talked about it on this show. I'm not gonna get into it that much, but he has been the best rookie quarterback of the season so far. I know he didn't win his matchup versus Bryce Young this past week, but CJ Stroud though, he's looked great. If he had more weapons, then he would probably be in the he probably is in the conversation right now for rookie of the year, offensive wise. But if he had more weapons surrounding him, like a solid run game, then hell yeah, he would probably be the favorite to be rookie of the year right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So, disappointments?
I mean, my biggest surprise, mostly because I got drafted this dude in like my last pick of the draft was Devin Achane.
Devin Achane, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I know he's hurt right now. He's on the IR.
he is
but
electric.
He is insane. There's
That
so much.
entire Miami's
There's so
offense-
much. There's so fast. There's so much speed over there. It's
I
insane.
always hate to say it as a Bills fan, but I love watching the Dolphins.
They are a
so much
fun team to watch when they're not playing the Bills. They are a fun team to watch.
Yeah, they are. If you have them in fantasy, I mean, any of those guys, those starters, it's like.
Well, on one of my teams, I have Mostert and a Chain on the same team. And like that week where they put up 70, I had them both starting.
Oh, yeah, you won.
Made.
You won.
Yeah.
You won. Disappointments. I mean, disappointment for me has been. I'm gonna go. I mean, here's the thing. They're turning things up right now, but overall, I might say the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, they're sputtering right now.
Yeah,
they're starting to find their groove these last couple weeks, I should say.
Well, I mean, it was the same thing with them last year, wasn't it? Like they came out of the gates
real slow start.
It was a really slow start this year. Last year it was slow, but it wasn't like like, oh my God, like what's happening, like kind of thing. But like this year it was more of like, wow, Joe Burrow is hurt. They're rushing him out there. And there's no production with Joe Mixon. Very little production with Joe Mixon. I'm not going to say no. No production with like T. Higgins.
T. Higgins
he's been like non-existent
silent.
up until like last week or 2 weeks ago, and then Jamar Chase not having that big season as well. So yeah, they've been a disappointment for me as well.
For me, it's going to sound funny coming off of a week where they just won their biggest game in years, but the Denver Broncos have been a major disappointment for me, and I think that has to do with Sean Payton and the energy that he brought in coming in, and honestly, all of the smack that he talked about the old regime, like it's all kind of blowing up in his face. And again, they're on a 2-game win streak right now, but I don't know how sustainable that is. They're on bye this week, so we can't really talk about much right now. But then they go into Buffalo next Monday.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this team can hold up against Buffalo, especially if Buffalo finds their groove this week against Cincinnati.
Yeah. To counter that, another AFC team, for a surprise, give me the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to be completely honest.
You were surprised by them?
I'm a little surprised. Well, here's the thing. I'm surprised by how much of a contender they are. Usually they are, last couple of years they've been overshadowed by Cincinnati. But I think this year, I think they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders right now.
I think that they're changing of the guard with their offensive coordinators. That I was really high on them coming in because I was excited to see Todd Monken and what he could do.
Yeah.
Greg Roman, I mean, the league figured him out.
He is very predictable.
And, they ended up getting weapons for Lamar Jackson. They drafted Zay Flowers. They signed OBJ. I mean, yeah, OBJ hasn't been to the point of what we had hoped for him to be thus far, but I mean, you have that name value on the offense, and that opens things up for your other playmakers. Mark Andrews is having another fantastic year. The only thing that's kind of held them back a little bit is their running back injuries, and they still are finding ways to get through that. And then when you have the best running quarterback in the league in your backfield, he can cover for a lot of that fault. So I wouldn't necessarily say that I was super surprised with the Ravens, but they're another team that's just really exciting to watch for me.
For a disappointment, I mean, I think we all saw it coming. As a Bills player, Kyer Elam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like,
hell yeah.
That's a first round draft pick last year. First round pick. Healthy scratch from the beginning of the season up until Trey gets hurt. Comes in, terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, he got
burnt up.
He got lit up.
Dude.
He's not rosterable.
He's not. Like I don't know
playable,
I don't know if he's a bad player or if he's just not a scheme fit.
I think it has to do with the scheme fit and his slower kind of assimilation into the NFL. Brandon Beane has made a lot of quotes about that with like how he was too impatient with Wyatt Teller, and then he became an all-pro guard. I don't know if maybe this is a situation where it's like, okay, we can shut him down for 4 weeks, let him sit from the bench because he's had a nagging ankle injury, and which could make him a candidate for short-term IR. Maybe those 4 weeks will help, or he can just focus on rehab and just learning the game from a film perspective, and maybe, hey, honestly, I don't even know how much leadership is in that cornerback room.
Probably not a lot.
With Trey White on his second major injury, he's focused on rehabbing and getting back to form. And then you have Dane Jackson and Christian Benford, who are two younger guys. And then you have they went out and signed Josh Norman, and that was almost like a virtue signing, where it's like this guy's been around the league and he can at least be a mentor to this cornerback room. So trading for a guy like Rasul Douglas, who has been on a few teams, who has seen a few different things, if I'm not mistaken, has a Super Bowl ring. I think that'll be beneficial just from a mental standpoint for Kyrie Elam.
Yeah. Let's hope.
I didn't really get into it when we were talking about the trades, but I love the Rasul Douglas trade. I love it. Could we have gotten Jalen Johnson? I would have been ecstatic.
Right.
But you got to think about it. He is on the last year of his contract. We trade for him. We're only going to have him for the rest of the year. We're just borrowing him, and then he's going to go sign somewhere else. Mm-hmm. We don't have the money to keep him. Rasul Douglas, he has how many years left on his contract?
He's this year and next year.
He has this year and next year. So that gives us this year and next year and then by that time we could free up some cap space, maybe keep him around if it works out. Imagine him with a healthy Trey White on the other side next year.
Right.
That's a good
and then Christian Benford, who's proving to be a starter as your first alternate on the boundary.
And then you throw Taron Johnson as your slot corner. That is a good secondary.
That is a good secondary.
Really good.
Really good.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
You want some more of it?
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Let's do our underdog pick 5. Do we want to get paid?
Let's get paid. We are proud to be partnering with Underdog Sports, our favorite place to play fantasy games. Gotta check out their pick'em. It's so easy to play. Just pick 2 to 5 stats of your favorite players and choose whether they'll go higher or lower. You can 20 times your money by going 5 for 5. Does that sound like fun? Download their app and sign up today using our code BIGYAC. That's BIGYAC to get your first deposit of up to $100 matched. We cannot wait to see your entries. Do you have an underdog pick 5?
I do.
I also got an underdog pick 5.
Let's get into it. First pick I have is I'm not seeing
it's Derrick Henry. He just needs 1 year.
I don't know why I can't. It never comes up for me. Derrick Henry, free square, as Nico just said. Give me also from the Tennessee game. Give me my boy, the mayonnaise man, Will Levis, higher than 201.5 passing yards.
Okay.
I told you, if he comes in and has 300 yards, mayo in the coffee.
All righty.
He only needs 201. Pittsburgh's defense. Front seven's good. Secondary.
Kind of shaky.
Minkah Fitzpatrick might not play. Mm-hmm. So let's watch here. So give me Will Levis higher. And then the other quarterback, Kenny Pickett, 231.5 pass and rush. Give me the lower. I know Tennessee hasn't had their defense hasn't been the greatest in years past. They shipped away Kevin Byard, but Kenny Pickett's been playing banged up. He's had various injuries the last couple of weeks. But to have 231.5 passing and rush combined, it's Thursday Night Football too. Thursday Night Football games haven't been that good, to be honest. So I just don't see all that happening. Alvin Kamara, higher than 33.5 receiving yards. I'm running.
Take it to the bank.
I'm taking that one.
Cash out with that one.
That's easy one. That's easy because they're playing Chicago. Derek Carr's playing at quarterback, and the last game that we saw versus Jacksonville, was that the last game, or did they have another game? Oh no, they played Indianapolis. But that Jacksonville game I'm referencing, he was just simply taking over, and he is their main check down guy. He is, one of the best receiving running backs in the NFL. 33.5. I'm taking that.
He still got it.
Still got it for sure. Tyreek Hill higher than 91.5 receiving yards against his former team. I know we're in Germany, but 91.5 receiving yards, I think he can eclipse that. I think he could even push 150. But to just get 91, I like that a lot. So that's my underdog pick 5.
Alrighty, for me, I got my Derrick Henry free square right then and there. Tyjae Spears, give me higher 19.5 rushing yards. They've been using him a lot. He's gotten anywhere between 30 to 40% of the snaps in the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And they really like what they got in him, and it keeps Derrick Henry's legs fresh. So I think that Tyjae Spears will get over 19.5. DeAndre Hopkins, give me higher, 52.5 receiving yards. Like I said, Will Levis likes to chuck it deep. DeAndre Hopkins is the deep ball guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he could eclipse 52.5 on one play, to be completely honest. That being said, though, I mean, he's their leading receiver. He's going to be the cog that keeps Will Levis going. I like the higher here this week, like I said, with especially with Pittsburgh's shaky secondary. I am also going to the Miami and Kansas City game and picking Tyreek Hill higher than 0.5 rusher receiving touchdowns. He has been on a touchdown streak, and I definitely see him getting one against his former team. Lastly, Travis Kelce, 83.5 receiving yards. Give me the higher. He's just coming off of a really, really low-scoring game for him. From
No
a fantasy
Taylor Swift.
perspective. No Taylor Swift. I don't think she'll be in Germany.
Mm.
But this is a game where I just don't foresee Travis Kelce having 2 bad weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So I think he'll break over that 83.5. I could see him comfortably getting 100. I mean, he is the only pass catcher on that offense that's reliable. So they're going to need it against Miami's high-flying
They're
offense.
going to have to keep up with Tyreek Hill and them boys, them Finns.
So I got a clean sweep of hires for my underdog pick 5.
Understandable. Always take the higher.
Life's too short. Take the lower.
Way too short.
Let's go on quickly to take it to the bank. Let's run through our picks of the week and
We running the
Do
3-word
the-
game?
what's up?
We running the 3-word game?
Do you want to do the 3-word game, or you wanna just go through the game?
Explain.
3-word game is basically like we're gonna go through each game and just say 3 words, predict who wins. You have to do 3 words for the game. So like Bills, Bengals.
Let's go Buffalo.
Let's go Buffalo. Or
Bills
like
win. Or like
Josh Allen. My love, no. Josh Allen. I don't know, sexy. I don't know. It doesn't really have to make sense either. It's kind of funny. You just say 3 words.
All right.
Yeah. So let's get a crack a lacking. Let me pull up.
Before we do that, should we get into this parlay?
Yeah.
Knock that
Do
out?
your Thursday night parlay.
Alrighty, it's that time of the week. Get your parlays ready. It's just for Thursday Night Football. I won 2 weeks ago. Last week I was 1 leg short. We're itching. I think this is going to be another leg. I think this is going to be another banger. I have DeAndre Hopkins over 3.5 total receptions. Like I said, Hopkins is your go-to guy for Will Levis. I think he's going to go over that 3.5 mark for sure. Jalen Warren over 25.5 rushing yards. That's an easy one for me. Najee Harris and Jalen Warren are splitting snaps 50-50 down the middle.
Yep.
I don't have the most faith in this Tennessee run defense. I think they can crack. I think Jalen Warren can crack 25 yards here. That's pretty easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's broken that, and I think it's like 3 out of the last 6 games he's hit that, or 3 out of the last 4 games, something like that. DeAndre Hopkins, anytime touchdown scorer. Again, he's coming off of a 3-touchdown game. Will Levis is go-to guy. I'm really high on DeAndre Hopkins this week, as you can tell. And lastly, to round out this 4-legger, give me Tennessee Titans alternate spread plus 7.5. They're going to keep this game within a touchdown. I could also see them winning outright. So these odds are sitting at plus 900. $10 would turn into 100 back.
There you go. Alrighty, that's Nico's Thursday Night Football parlay. Let's go through these games. 3 words, Jackson, for Thursday Night Football. Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
Will Levis mayonnaise.
Will Levis mayonnaise.
Love it.
You got something close. Mayo in coffee.
Mayo in coffee.
Give me Titans plus 2.5.
Give me Levis in Levi's.
Mike's wearing his Levi's.
I'm wearing my Levi's. Mayo in the coffee. Give me it's in Pittsburgh. This is gonna be tough. Give me Tennessee.
Is that a clean sweep of Tennessee?
Clean sweep
Give
of
me
Tennessee.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
Tennessee.
They're
All right.
2.5-point underdogs.
Give me that.
Okay.
Take that.
They're 2.5-point
I'll take
underdogs. Dolphins Chiefs.
Run, Tyreek, run.
All right. Sparks will fly. I have Miami upsetting here.
I also have Miami upsetting as well. Yep. What the heck? Like, all right.
Wow,
We're
okay.
ready to get each other's minds. 3 words. Give me Tua is great.
He is.
Tua is great.
He is.
MVP candidate.
It's great this year.
He's the number one for MVP right now. To be honest, you said it as well. Rams Packers.
Rams are 3-point underdogs here in Green Bay.
Jordan Love sucks.
You picking the Rams?
Yes.
Depends on Stafford. If Stafford plays, then I'm taking the Rams outright. If he doesn't, I'm going to take Green Bay wins in a stinker.
No stinky cheese. I think Green Bay figures it out. They're at home. They're in Lambeau. If Stafford doesn't play, I don't think Brett Rippin. Am I saying it right?
Rippin.
He's
ripping it.
He's ripping it. I don't think he does enough to win LA the game, so give me Green Bay. Next game, Tampa at Houston.
So Tampa is 3-point underdogs.
Really?
In Houston.
That's interesting.
You want to start with me for this one?
Yeah. Unless you want to pass it on to somebody else. Nico?
This is a tough one. For 3 words, sorry, CJ Stroud, but I think the Bucks win this one.
You got one? I'll do one.
I like CJ.
You like CJ?
I like CJ.
I like CJ.
I like CJ. Give me Houston.
Let Baker cook. Give me Tampa Bay.
Cooking up
Alrighty.
turnovers.
Hey. Washington at New England. Do we have any?
Washington is 3.5-point underdogs in New England, which is surprising. Commanders. I don't want to say clean house, but Commanders start fresh. I will take the underdog here in the Commanders.
Yeah.
Sam Howell can sling it.
I was going to say Sam Howell slinging. But you took
Slinging Sam Howell.
Slinging Sam Howell.
You know what? I'm going to go against you guys. Give me the Patriots.
That's fair.
Loser. 3 words.
They beat Buffalo.
They beat Buffalo. Give me 3 words. I don't know if I could do 3 words. Mac Jones, God.
Get out.
Mac Jones MVP.
Mac Jones MVP.
Get out.
Get out. No, I just think Washington's explosion of offense last week, I just think it's a little bit of a fluke.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be completely honest. I just don't think they do that on a week-to-week basis. Give me New England. I think their defense puts a little bit of a clamp on Sam Howell and company. And then I think New England just does just enough to squeak one out. Maybe like a 3-point win. Field goal by, I forget their kicker's name. What is it, like Chad Ryland, I think?
Yeah.
It's like last name's Ryland. Next game, Bears Saints.
I just want to say the Saints are 8.5-point favorites against Chicago.
I'm taking the Saints.
Alvin Kamara takeover.
Okay.
Really big spread.
Really big spread.
It is a big spread.
I think the Bears cover, but the Saints win it.
It is a big spread. Big spread.
Big spread?
Big spread. Big spread.
I like big spreads.
Okay.
What's the 3 words?
Chris Olave redemption. I think Chris Olave finally. He's been a little bit of a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie. Going back to our segment.
Under speed limit.
Under speed limit. Yeah, come on, man. Now I need him to go over the speed limit and torch the Chicago defense. So yeah, Chris Olave. I think he has a redemption week. Do I think would I take him in my underdog pick 5? No, because then my money's on the line. But I like Alvin Kamara more.
This is just pride.
This is just pride. I do think he figured it out though. So give me Chris Olave redemption. Give me Saints winning. Vikings Falcons.
The Vikings are 4.5-point underdogs against Atlanta. I'm cracking Heineken's. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Nico.
You gonna agree with Nico?
Yeah, Falcons.
I mean, I got someone as well. Give me Bijan.
What do you mean by that?
Give me Bijan. I think he needs to. He needs to be used more.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith does not use him enough, and Minnesota does not have a good run defense at all. You just gotta let this guy go loose. I don't care, Arthur Smith. I don't care that you hate fantasy football. I don't care that
You hate all of us.
You hate all of us. I don't care. Listen, man, get Bijan going. I don't care if
Get
you have
Bijan going. There you go.
Get Bijan going. That too. Give me Bijan.
I just want to take a quick break from this real quick. I
there
crunched
news?
the numbers.
Oh.
No. I just put together what the money line of Will Levis 300 passing yards Titans money line and
3 touchdowns?
FanDuel doesn't even have the option for him to throw for 3 passing touchdowns.
Really?
It stops at 2+. So 2+ passing touchdowns, Tennessee Titans money line, and Will Levis 300 yards passing, plus 4,022. I would take a flyer.
I might take that.
$5
might
to
take that.
$200. Come on,
I'm gonna take it right now.
put it in right now.
You get to see Mike put mayo in his coffee? Like,
putting it in.
Plus Mike
put it
drinking
right
mayo coffee.
I like it. I'm gonna do it.
You're doing it right now?
Yep.
Back to where that's insane.
That's insanity. Next game we have is Arizona at Cleveland. Kind of a weird game.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a gross game.
Stinker. Stinker.
Cleveland is 7.5-point favorites against Arizona.
Yeah. Cleveland, hot steamer. I don't know. They're gonna shit on the Cardinals.
All right, Mike.
Dear Lord.
Get this
I'm
guy
sorry.
outta
I'm
here.
sorry.
Get this guy
I'm sorry.
outta
We
here,
gotta
dude.
keep everybody on their toes.
Oh, look, our viewership. We lost one viewer.
Oh,
Look at that.
come on.
I'm going to say sounds about right. Cleveland's going to cover this. I think this is an easy win by Cleveland.
Game of mid.
Game of mid. All right. Who do you have winning?
Cleveland.
Cleveland?
I guess.
Seahawks, Baltimore. Baltimore's 5.5-point favorites.
Underrated matchup game.
Okay.
This is going to be probably the 1 p.m. game of the week. These are 2 really, really fun teams to watch. I think Baltimore wins this, but Seattle will cover at 5.5 points.
Jackson.
Say it again. I'm sorry. I'm placing
Ravens,
this bet right now.
Seahawks.
Ravens, Seahawks.
Yeah. 3 words.
I love Geno.
You love Geno? You're picking Seattle?
Taking the Hawks?
Geno.
Oh,
Taking
wow.
the Hawks.
All right.
I like Geno, dude. I'm a Geno supporter, man.
Geno supporter?
Yes.
They don't write you off like Geno? Or
No.
do they?
No, they don't.
They don't? Okay. Colts, Panthers. There's only...
What's your pick?
Ravens. Ravens. Ravens.
I pick Ravens.
I pick Ravens. Give me Zay Flowers Blooms. Even though he's kind of already bloomed.
I like that one. That's pretty
Even though he kind of is already bloomed, I think he has his best game yet.
That's
Even though it's against a tough Seattle
really
defense.
good pun.
Really good pun. Zay Flower Blooms.
One of these days we're gonna do the haiku game, and it's just every matchup we gotta say a haiku instead of 3 words.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. My brain doesn't work that well. Colts at Panthers.
Panthers win streak? Question mark. This is in Carolina. I'm almost leaning towards taking the home underdog here. Bryce Young started to figure it out and won that game against Houston. I like the Panthers to win this week.
Bryce has it.
Bryce has it?
Yeah, those are my 3 words.
I'm going to go against you guys. Give me Colts.
Yep.
Give me Colts.
Going with the mustache man?
They're going with Mustache Man. Taylor and Moss.
Yeah, it's a good combo.
Taylor and Moss. There we go.
Good combo.
Good 1-2 punch right there. Dallas at Philadelphia. I am surprised this game is not a Sunday night football game. I'm surprised this is
This is definitely America's game of the week.
right.
This is
Voted on by Fox Sports.
This is the Fox Sports 4 p.m. America's game of the week. They weren't giving this game up for anything.
It's because it's not in Dallas. It's because it's in Philly. What do you guys got?
Dallas's true test.
Yeah.
This is a really tough matchup for the Cowboys. But I think the Cowboys are a top 5 team in the league. I think that this is a potential upset here. I'm gonna take the upset special. Give me the Cowboys.
Tush push merchants. Give me the Eagles.
That's good.
I'm gonna go Eagles as well. Tush push merchants. Give me. Ooh, I don't know what to say here. Julio Jones game.
Ew.
I don't know. I didn't really have 3 words. You took tush push. I was gonna say tush push.
Real quick about the whole brotherly shove thing. So last week, you saw what they did on the DeAndre Swift touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Like minute and a half left in the game. I also had DeAndre. I mean, I sent it to you. I sent you my parlay last week.
Yeah.
I had DeAndre Swift on as an anytime touchdown scorer. They ran a fake tush push.
They did.
And it worked. It worked out. Like, now you throw that into the playbook, too.
Unstoppable.
That's insane. That's crazy.
Hey, you can have Julio Jones anytime touchdown for plus 700.
Maybe.
Wow.
Did he score one last week or no? Or did he had a?
Did he play last?
He played. He had a couple catches.
He had a couple catches.
What's
Warming
A.J.
up.
Brown's over-under for yards this week after putting up 125 for 6 weeks in a row? Is it 100?
125 is minus
82 and a
1,000.
half. Slam A.J. Brown over.
Yeah, slam the A.J. Brown over.
Giants Raiders. Ew.
This game sucks.
This game sucked.
The Raiders are cleaning house.
Jesus.
Bless you. The Giants were a playoff team. I would have to be severely drunk to watch this game.
Okay.
But I'm going to take the Giants on the upset. Why are Giants?
That's an upset?
At 1.5 point dogs. I'm taking Giants with the upset.
Oh, dear Lord.
Daniel Jones. Tyrod better play.
Yeah.
Tyrod better play. If Daniel Jones plays, give me the Raiders.
Tommy DeVito stinks.
Whoa.
Hey man,
Hey.
that's the heart of Jersey right there, man.
No, see,
that's
I got
the
to
kid.
watch him. I had to
that's the
suffer to
kid.
watch him at Syracuse for 3 years.
That's the
And then
kid.
he left us.
That's the
Then he
kid.
left us, and it was the best thing for
With
him.
the TD chain, dude?
-1 passing yards, and
That's the
negative
kid.
9
He's gonna
net
get it
passing
done.
yards.
He's going to get it done.
I could have told you that was going to happen.
He's the most Giants quarterback ever, dude.
He's the most Italian quarterback I've ever seen.
Battle of shit for this
Shit.
game.
All right.
But yeah, give me the Giants.
Give me Giants if Tyrod plays. If Tyrod doesn't play, then give me the Raiders.
No, give me the Giants no matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what. All
matter
right,
what.
here we go. Bills Bengals. Get serious. Bills are 1.5 point underdogs. Anybody want to go first?
I was going to say something funny, but I'm not going to say it. But
Is it DeMar Hamlin?
no,
Okay,
maybe.
maybe.
I'm not going to say it.
I hate to say this, but I'll be the one to rip off the Band-Aid. Bengals stay hot. I'm going to take the Bengals winning here.
Gabe Davis game. Give me the Bills.
Woo!
Alrighty.
All right.
He always has one game. He's one game a year. It's the Gabe Davis game.
Can I say a tie?
Ew.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not
I
gonna
would
say a tie.
rather us lose.
I'm not
I would
gonna
rather
say
lose
a tie.
again.
Another
tie.
canceled game?
Another canceled game.
DeMar Hamlin revenge.
DeMar Hamlin revenge. Oh.
DeMar Hamlin pick.
DeMar
DeMar
Hamlin pick.
Hamlin
It's a pick. And then runs over Tyler Boyd.
I don't know what to do here, man. I really want to pick the Bills. I really do.
Do it. Just do it. They're gonna win.
I can't do it.
They're gonna win.
I can't do it.
It's crazy. What would your
Joe
fa-
Shiesty Balls.
What would your father think? Your father would be.
He just
pissed,
shut off the
dude.
podcast right then and there.
Your dad's about to bust down these stairs right now.
These idiots.
What'd you say?
What the hell are you?
What the hell are
What
you
are you?
talking
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, man? Give me Bengals. I don't want to say it. Bengals are hot right now. Joe Burrow coming off AFC Offensive Player of the Week. We don't play the Bengals well. It's just facts. Listen, if we can muster out a win, I'd be very happy. But Josh Allen, has to play up to his opponents. He's been playing down to his opponents.
Yeah, play up this week.
Got to play up.
Gotta play
So
up.
Play up or play out?
play up or play out. Give me Bengals. And then last game, Chargers at Jets. Can that be 3 words?
Aaron coming soon? Question mark.
Dude, that dude is.
That being said,
it's insane how quickly it seems like he's coming back. Maybe he's coming back. Maybe he's coming back too quick, man.
I don't know.
You know, I feel like he's trying to push his body too much.
I think he's coming too quick, man.
He's coming too quick.
He's coming too quick.
He can't come too quick.
He can't.
Alrighty.
Gotta.
I might take the Jets as an upset here.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Jets as an upset. I'm either gonna like severely lose all my picks this week, or I'm gonna win big.
We have a lot of upsets going on right now.
Yeah, this week's slate is much more unpredictable than the last week's slate, and even then, we didn't do great last week either.
No. Jay Herb. No, I said that last week. I don't know. Give me Chargers. I don't know. Quentin Johnson touchdown.
What?
Maybe. He hasn't scored a touchdown.
Yeah, it's gonna stay that way.
It's gonna stay that
It's
way.
gonna stay that way.
Maybe. I don't know. I got Chargers.
Eckler's bald ass head. Bald ass is hyphenated. Give me the Chargers. Eckler scores 2 touchdowns.
We'll let that one slide.
Oh yeah, sensitive subject. My bad, dude. I want to poke him.
Yeah,
I need to poke the bear, man.
Yeah. I hope you're watching. Whatever your name is. I don't even know what your name was. I don't even know what your name is.
I did. I made fun of Mike about that for like 3 days.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what that dude's name is. But I hope you're watching. Hope you're watching, man. All right, but that's our picks of the week. That's our Chargers Jets just changed in front of my eyes.
What we got now?
Chargers are 3.5 point favorites. Were they?
They were just 3.
They're just 3. Yeah, they're 3.5 point favorites now. Go Chargers. Let's go. Go
Bolts.
Hey, yo.
Jinx, you owe me a long-term marriage.
We're sitting at 70 minutes on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Anything you want to add, Jax, before we shut off?
I just really appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a blast. Yeah, it's a good time. If anyone enjoyed looking at my hat,
shout them out. Shout them out.
Two of my really good friends, Dexter and Scott, they got this little hat company going on called Not Famous Fitteds. You can check them out on Instagram. I believe their handle is Not Famous Fitteds. I believe that's what it is.
Something along that line.
They're getting ready to roll out some nice little trucker hats. I mean, this is one of them right here. Just little Not Famous logo. Right now they got the Bills colors. They're going to be rolling out brim clips. They're going to have a bunch of hat pins. Whatever you need for your little fitteds, hit them up. They can get it done for you guys.
Not Famous Fitteds.
Not Famous
Follow them on
Fitteds.
Instagram.
Follow them on Instagram.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I think that's all we have. This has been episode 68. Thank you, Jackson, for coming on.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Ranto and Emerge. Thank you, Matt Johnson at BICBP Radio Network. We'll see you guys next week for episode 69. Nice.
One off, dude.
One off. Of the Big Yak Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. So, stick around.